Hi. Let me see here. Let me do my message first. If you are joining, as you join, please let me know if you can hear me and let me know where you're streaming from. Let me know if you can hear me and let me know where you're streaming from. Welcome to the live streaming for today. If you are live, let me know where you are streaming from. Thank you. Welcome to our live streaming today. It's another Sunday. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please, as you join, keep tapping and let's get this live streaming viral so that we can have more people. And as you join in, please let me know where you're streaming from. Thank you. I can see some of our regular members. Keep joining, keep streaming. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Dari. Mr. Dave Akinwan. Mr. Dave Akinwande. Thank you very much. Streaming from Canada. As you join in, keep tapping and let me know where you're streaming from. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Streaming from the FCT. Hi, Pretty Lillian. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much for joining. All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep tapping, keep liking. Today, what we are discussing, the topic we're discussing today is now that I have come to IFA, what next? I mean, there's a whole lot of hype about IFA, about going back to your roots, to your source, about African spirituality. So now that we have come to African spirituality, what's next? What do we do with it? What does it add to our life? What difference does it make for us? How do we, more like how do we navigate moving from here to here? So this live streaming is going to be very good for people that are still considering, should I join? If I should I not join? If I want to move, how do I move? How do I do these things? You know, sorry. How do I move? How do I transition? How do I handle it? I have a lot of people asking me, how did you even do it? How did your friends and your family accept the fact that you are now you've decided to practice African spirituality? Now that you are here, what do you do with this whole thing? Can I join IFA and still, continue with my Abrahamic religion and, the other things that I've been doing? How do I handle it? What are the things to know? What are the basic things, In summary, now that I have come to IFA, what is next? So let's keep tapping, let's keep sharing. Let me share to our WhatsApp family. For those of you that are joining, please let me know where you're streaming from. Let me know where you're streaming from. Thank you. Welcome to IFA College. And I am your friend, your sister, your lover, your everything good. I'm IYANIFA EWA. I'm the founder of the IFA College. And thank you. My very first gifter for today, AAA, Eshe Pupo Adupeo, Ibite Timu Konitoni. Thank you very much. Where you have taken out the money to buy the gift to give to us, you will not know any lack. You will not experience any pain. Nigeria will not happen to you. Let me pray that special prayer for all my gifters today. If you are in Nigeria, Nigeria will not happen to you. And if you are not in Nigeria, the replica of Nigeria will not happen to you where you are. Thank you so much. Someone is asking, Taiwan doctor is asking, where are you located? In Nigeria. I'm located in Nigeria. IFA College um, is an online learning platform, with our head office in Nigeria. And at the moment, I am also working from Nigeria. Thank you so much. Yes, let's keep liking, let's keep sharing. As you join in on the live streaming, please let me know where you're streaming from. This is IFA College. This is IFA College, the International College of IFA and Yoruba Studies. This is IYANIFA EWA from IFÁ College. Let's keep streaming. Let's keep streaming. And let's keep tapping, please. And let me know where you're streaming from. Okay, so on this program, this Sunday morning live streaming, this is how it works. I teach and then you ask questions based on what I have taught. If you have any other questions aside from what we are teaching today, just send a DM or the WhatsApp number that will be posted on the screen, so as not to distract us and delve into so many things and not be able to get the reason we are here today. I will not take random questions that has nothing to do with the topic. So the topic of today is, now that I have come to IFÁ, what next? Let's keep tapping. You know how we do it. When we get to 10K likes, we start. But between now and then, we will run through what we had taught before. So last week, we had the topic, what is IFÁ? I mean, a lot of people have heard, you've heard a lot of things about IFÁ. There seems to be a rave going on in town right now about IFÁ. So we were able to explain what IFÁ is. I broke it down in bits, explaining in details what IFÁ is and how to appropriate it to modern day life. It's not just something that is in, it's not just an ancient knowledge. I taught you how to appropriate IFÁ to everyday life. Boluwatife, you are not late. We started a few minutes ago. Thank you for joining, and let me know where you're streaming from. So after we learned about IFÁ last week, then we talked about, who is IFÁ for? Who can have IFÁ? Who are the people that can have IFÁ? Now, those of you that were on my last streaming, that you are here last week Sunday, we're in IFÁ school. This is IFÁ College. So the same way you went to Sunday school and you get there next week and they ask you, what did you learn? Boluwatife, thank you from the UK. Thank you so much for streaming. So today, let's run through what we learned, because there is no essence of learning if you were here last week and you cannot remember what we taught. As we get into it, keep tapping. Once we get to 10K likes and we have more people on live streaming, we will start. But between now and then, I can see some people on this streaming who are here last week, regular members. Please give me, I need 5 of the definitions I gave you last week about IFÁ. What is IFÁ? Let's run through it, because today's teaching is a continuation of last week's own. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè o bàbá mi níbi tẹ́ bá ti ń stream. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ bí tẹ́ ti ń wò wá o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ bí tẹ́ ti ń gbọ́ wá o. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè. So in between, I will be speaking Yoruba, but for every Yoruba word I say or sentence I say, I would interpret it in English. So don't feel lost. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. No, you understand, because I've already said it in English. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè o gbogbo ọmọ awo tó join live streaming yìí. Níbi gbogbo tẹ́ bá ti ń wò nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Èmi ọ̀rẹ́ yín, olólùfẹ́ yín, IYANIFA EWA. Èmi ni olùdarí àti alákòóso IFÁ College. IFÁ College ni orí ìkànnì IFÁ College la wà yìí lórí TikTok. Fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń wo replay, tẹ́ ẹ wò lórí live by IFÁ College TikTok page, òun la ti ń stream. So tẹ́ bá ń wò lórí YouTube àbí lórí Facebook later on, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ máa join wa ní ọ̀sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀, ọjọ́ àìkú, ọjọ́ ìsinmi tí àwọn olóyìnbó ń pè ní ọjọ́ Sunday ní dédé agogo 12 ní aago ti Nàìjíríà, ní UK, àwọn tó wà nílùú ọba àtàwọn tó wà ní Ghana, á jẹ́ aago 11 àárọ̀ 11 AM. Láti àwọn tó wà ní EST time zone, tó wà ní US, tó wà ní Canada, àwọn yẹn á jẹ́ aago 2 àárọ̀. Ó ti di aago 2 àárọ̀, aago 6 ní tẹ́lẹ̀, àmọ́ ó ti di aago 2 àárọ̀ wọn báyìí. So wherever it is that you are streaming from, it is a weekly service every Sunday morning, 12 noon Nigerian time, 11 AM on the GMT, and 7 AM on the EST. And that will be 3 PM for my fans and followers that is in the UAE and across the Gulf Coast. Yeah, thank you very much. From Spain, àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè o bàbá mi, báwo ni gbogbo Europe lénìí? Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, á máa tù wá lára. Ire tó wà ńbẹ̀, òun ló máa jẹ́ tiwa. Thank you very much for joining. So let's keep streaming. I was asking a question. I said, those that were here last week, what is the definition of IFÁ? Or you want to tell me that immediately we learn, you people will just shift and you have forgotten? Because what's the essence? You need to remember these things to be able to, put them into practice in your everyday life. So, who is this good student this morning that is going to tell us? You're watching from Dublin. Thank you very much. How is the whole of Ireland today? Thank you so much. Mr. Dave, Eshe Pupo. Mr. Dave has to be like my highest crazy giver. Thank you so much, my gifter. I really do appreciate it. IFA is the embodiment of knowledge. Okay, we have heard that. What other definition did we have from last week, Ejo? I need this to be in. This is a school. You are not just here to. This is not your regular TikTok live streaming where you are just playing around. This is real life. This has to do with your everyday life. So I need other people who are on the live streaming last week to tell me the definition of IFA. Let me start by reminding you. IFA is the voice of Olodumare. IFA ni ohun Olodumare. That's the first thing we taught last week. We learned last week. Any other person? Who knows? I might just have a special gift for the person that answers. Who was there on the live streaming when I promised my highest gifters that I was going to give them something? And I fulfilled the promise. One of them is still on this live streaming today. I told them to ask for anything that they wanted. And he asked that he wanted to do Ishefa. Last year, Edumare, we have done his Ishefa for him last week. Yes, we have sent him his Odu last week. So you see, in this place, we don't play. We are as real as he gets. So I might just have a gift for you if you know the definition based on what we learned last week. I told you, when you are coming here, get your pens and your paper so that you can learn. We're going to continue from where we started from last week. This week, we're teaching on, now that I have come to IFA, what next? I mean, what's the next thing to do? Okay, so I've accepted IFA, I've come back to my roots. I believe in my ancestors. I'm connecting to my culture and my tradition. I want to know how spirituality works where I come from. Now I am here. What's the next thing to do? How do I go from here? How do I step? What do I do? And then for those of you that are still thinking of transitioning, you want to go from your current Western religion or other form of spirituality, or maybe you are a complete atheist and you feel like, I think I like this IFA thing. How do you navigate it? Someone is asking, what religion are you? I'm an African. Africans don't have religion. We have spirituality, okay? And the form of spirituality that I practice is wrapped around IFA. It is called Isheshe. Isheshe is the way of life from where I take my source. So my form of spirituality is wrapped around my Yoruba ancestors and deities and IFA. Yeah. So in Africa, we don't have religion. Have you ever heard anybody say there's an African religion? No, we don't practice religion in Africa. Religion is man-made. We don't do it here. Divinity and spirituality is what we do. All right, who else is defining IFA for us from last week? I've said the first one. IFA is the voice of Olodumare. IFA ni ohun Olodumare. IFA is a deity of wisdom and intellectual development. Okay, thank you for the attempt. But first of all, IFA is not a deity. IFA is not a deity. IFA is not an Orisha. IFA is not a deity. IFA is the voice of Olodumare. IFA is an embodiment of knowledge. IFA is not a person as you would define our deities, or a spirit. No, IFA doesn't take all of that form. IFA is just a record of knowledge as spoken by Olodumare, who is the divine being. And for lack of better words in English, that is synonymous to God, okay? That voice, those words that he spoke for us on earth to embody all our journey on earth. That is what IFA is. Okay, so since there is nobody answering my question, no problem. I will see that you see why these things keep happening. You people will learn something. You will not go back and review what you have learned. And that's one of the things that you need to drop, because when you are in church or in the mosque, you guys are used to, your pastor is the one that takes responsibility for the things that you do. They are the ones that take responsibility for everything. You just go, you sit down, they talk to you. You get out the next day and forget everything they taught you. Why? Because it's not practical. Your everyday life is different from what you learn in your religious organizations. That's not what IFA is. Boluwatife, thank you for the gift. That's not what IFA is. IFA is real life, everyday real life. So if you are learning and you don't remember what you have learned and you're not able to appropriate it to your everyday life, what exactly are you doing with it? Why are you wasting your time? Keep tapping. We are going to 10K so that we can start this live streaming. Keep tapping. So since you cannot remember, let me refresh your memory. The first thing we said is IFA is an embodiment of knowledge. Somebody has said that. IFA is the voice of Olodumare. IFA ni ohun enu Olodumare. And then again, we went on to say that IFA ni ẹlẹ́rìí ìpín. IFA is the witness of your destiny. Your first time here, Extreme Beauty Thought, thank you so much. IFA is the roadmap of our destiny. Each head brings into the world. Exactly. IFA is your roadmap. IFA ni afinimọ̀nà ọmọ aráyé. IFA is your roadmap. IFA is the GPS of life. I gave you modern day definition so that you can remember. IFA is the voice of Olodumare. IFA is the GPS of life. IFA is the witness of your destiny. Ayandeji, is that it? Eka Sonsa, good afternoon. IFA is the witness of your destiny. IFA is the one that repairs the head and the destiny that is not, how would I put it? When your head, your destiny, your way in life is not, is not perfect, as it were, IFA is the one that repairs it. So if you look at your life and you feel, I don't like the way my life is going. It looks like a lot of people's destiny is better than my own. I need to add extra to it. Who do you go to? IFA. IFA is a system of divination. Yes, IFA is a system of divination, right? Somebody says, anytime I sleep, I feel like I'm in another dimension. Please, can you send a message via WhatsApp? I said it before. Let me say it again. If your question is outside of what we are teaching today, then I would have to answer you in a more private space. So the WhatsApp number will be posted and be pinned on the screen so that you can send a message. It will be posted via the other number. I will post it now. You will see the other handle. So you'd send a message to that WhatsApp number, and then you follow the other handle as a backup for this page. We all know that social media platforms are not particularly reliable. So the WhatsApp number is there pinned. You can see the other page, IYANIFA EWA Herbs. That's my other page. So send a message. So please, if you have any other question, particularly the lady that asked the question now, she said, I think is Zama. You don't need to post your WhatsApp number in a public place. You don't have to. I have posted mine. Just send a message to you there. Please keep tapping. We are still on 5K, less than 6K. When we get to 10K is when I'm starting. So we have defined what IFA is based on that. Now, based on that, we asked. Then we said it again that IFA is the witness of your destiny. So whatever it is that you have come to this life to do, the destiny you have picked in this life, the things that you have come to this life to do, the destiny you have picked in this life, the things that you have come to this life to do, if I was one that witnessed it. So based on that, I asked a question last week. I said, who needs IFA? I mean, everybody needs IFA. Who doesn't want to know what their purpose in life is? And with every other form of spirituality, I have not seen any other form of spirituality or any religion that would show you your express roadmap through life. I don't mean when they say, oh, the will of God is so that we prosper and we succeed. That's general, that's generic. Or to say the purpose of God is for us to preach the gospel to all the nations. That's generic. Which other form of spirituality or divination system or religion gives you specific roadmap for your own life as an individual, not some general concept here and there? Aside from IFA, I don't know of any. So why wouldn't you want to be a part of IFA, if only for that? And the beautiful part of IFA is IFA allows all that. IFA welcomes you irrespective of your color, of your background, irrespective of your color, your background, your religious inclination, your age, your gender, your spectrum choice, your sexuality, irrespective of all of those. IFA welcomes everybody to find knowledge as to where their way in life is. So that was what we learned last week. And then I also asked you the question, so when is the best time to come to IFA? If you did not do it when you were a child, the next best time is now. Sorry, the network seems to be skipping off a bit. If it continues like this, we'll probably have to switch the network. So the next best time to have IFA is now. Yes. Keep tapping immediately. That's it. If you have Can you hear me now? Is there sound now? Is the sound back on now? Please let me know if the sound is back. Now, let me know if the sound is back. Okay. So IFA and astrology, there is no similarity between them. They are two different things. IFA is the voice of Olodumare. Do you understand? IFA is the voice of the divine. Every information you have put together in IFA is the divine communicating with you and you communicating back. IFA is the one that witnessed the destiny that you picked in this life. Ifa is the one that witnessed the destiny that you picked in this life. How is that similar to astrology? No way. What what else is Ifa? Ifa is the GPS of life. Ifa is the one that guides you step by step on how you go through life. That's not any similar to. Can we hear this? Can we hear this now? It seems to be going on. Are we good now? Better now. Okay. Please keep tapping, guys. Let's get to 10K and get our streaming. If we have if the network is breaking out, please let me know. Can we? It's on now. Somebody said not yet. It's on here. What did you say? You can't. You still can't hear me. Okay. Yes, you can hear me now. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Let me know. Because the light is on here, so you can hear me, right? Okay, it's fine now. All right. Thank you. So we are on 10K now. All right. It's not that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you should stop. So we are starting. That doesn't mean you should stop. But then let's continue. All right. So now that you have come to IFA, what's the next thing for you to do? What are your first steps? See, What I'm teaching you today, let me explain to you. This is an extract from my spiritual mentoring program. People that are in that program, they pay as high as 150,000 naira per month to be on that mentoring program. Yes. So if I'm sharing it to you free, I'm teaching it to you, please get a writing material or something and write these things down, because it really doesn't make sense that we have a group of adults and then we teach something last week and then we ask you this week and you can't remember. I'm not here to entertain you. This is not skit. It's not comedy. It's not just for you to come here and just laugh and tap. No, this is real life. If you don't consider this a part of your real journey in life, then there's no point of us doing this. This is supposed to make life better for you. It is not just a rave or a movement of everybody is going to IFA, I'm here, then 3 days time, they will come and say something else. Oh, we are following. This is not a bandwagon movement. This is your everyday life, practical everyday life. So if you know that it's not important to you, you can just scroll again and go and find one skit maker that is making you laugh. Is good. Laughter is good for the soul. But if you want to be here, please, we have to take what we are doing here seriously. Because next week I'm going to ask you again. And if I continue to do that consecutive weeks and I don't get people to respond and let me know how they've applied this to life and it makes sense to them, then we can, in fact, stop it. We can end the whole series. But I know that there are some people here who are learning. So please, let's get to it. To make it easier, I have written everything down so that we can work within the time frame, and then I have extracted from the mentoring program. And yes, okay, so let's get started. So when you come into IFA, your first thing, the first thing you do when you are starting on any journey is to understand why you are doing it. I just said that now. So the first thing is for you to understand why you are doing that. Why are you moving from where you were before? Why were you moving from your previous religion? Or if you are not even practicing anything before, why have you come to IFA? You have to write it down and set it out. It's not just because I want to go back to my ancestors. Why do you want to go back to your ancestors? Now, let me even ask practical question. We have what, like 50 something people on this streaming. We have 50 something people on this streaming. So, practical question, please. Why have you come to IFA? I need people to answer me. I would have to. I need people to answer me, please. Why have you come to IFA? Hold on a bit. We might have a little interference. I just want to. Yeah. So, why you as a person, why did you come to IFA? I need to know why. Let's ask ourselves, because that's your first step. In my spiritual mentoring program, that's the first question. I need to know why you are here so that I will know whether the reason you are here is practical or is unrealistic. If it's unrealistic, you are not a part of my program. I'm not here to lie to anybody. So somebody says you want to know yourself deeply. You want to know yourself deeply. Okay. Be able to know yourself deeply. Know yourself deeply. Reason to seek knowledge and understanding of IFA. Okay. Any other reason? I need to know. To have a better life, to discover yourself, to know your destiny. Okay, very wonderful reasons. So that's the first step. You need to identify why you came, the reason you are here. Because you know it has solution to all life problems. Okay, to dig deeper into your spiritual life. All right. So it means that you have settled that these reasons, it means that you have settled that these reasons, you did not find them anywhere else before. And you have concluded in your mind and in your spirit that it is only in IFA that it exists. Because you want to learn the magic in IFA. Okay. All right. Somebody wants to learn magic in IFA. That's why they came. It's okay. We'll get to the magic part. So we're about to take a step into our teaching. And remember that before we do that, we always do what? What's the first thing we do before we get deep into our teaching, what's the first thing that we do? You want to align with your Ori and your ancestors. You believe there is more to life than the physical based on what you have encountered. Okay. To alleviate most personal problems. All right. Awesome. So before we get deep into the teaching, we have to, what's the first thing we do? Iba. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have to make Iba. Iba is the act of paying homage to the powers, the spirit, and the forces that be, that put life and hold life into place and makes our existence easy. So we always start making our Iba by giving Iba to Olodumare. For lack of better words in English, Olodumare is synonymous to God. So we're going to begin our Iba now. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè fún gbogbo ẹni tó wà lórí láìfì yìí o, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ìbà. Akọ́dá ayé, àṣèbà, àṣèbà ṣẹ̀dá, àṣèbà Elédùmarè, àtẹrẹrẹ kárí ayé, àṣèbà ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ wá ká tó wá, àṣèbà àwọn tó lọ ká tó débí, àṣèbà gbogbo agbára àti gbogbo ènìyàn tó tẹ ìlú yìí dúró. A ní kí bà wá ṣẹ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣèbà àjàgùnmalè olúwo òde ọ̀run, àṣèbà gbogbo orí kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wà lórí live streaming yìí. Àṣèbà ọlọ́kọ̀ tó wà wá wá sáyé, àṣèbà bàbá, àṣèbà ìyá, àṣèbà gbogbo agbára tó solé ayé ró, àṣèbà àwọn tó ṣílẹ̀kùn ọjọ́ ìní, àṣèbà ilẹ̀, àṣèbà òkè, àṣèbà àwọn agbára tó wà nínú afẹ́fẹ́, àṣèbà àwọn ìyá mi, àwọn olókìkí òru, àṣèbà àwọn tó dúró níbi tí àwa ò lè dúró sí, àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn babaláwo, gbogbo àwọn ìyánífá, gbogbo àwọn bàbá lórìṣà àti ìyá lórìṣà tó ti ṣe ká tó ṣe, àṣèbà àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀, àṣèbà àwọn aláṣekù, gbogbo àwọn òrìṣà àtàwọn irúnmọlẹ̀, àṣèbà wọn. A ní kí bà wá ṣẹ. Wọ́n ní ọmọdé tó bá júbà òun ló máa roko dalẹ́. Àwa ti júbà lénìí, ó di dandan ká roko dalẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo nǹkan tá a wá ń kọ́ lénìí, ìmọ̀, ọgbọ́n àti òye, kí Elédùmarè ọba láàánú kó fi mọ́ wa, kó fi mọ̀ wá, ká lè mú ṣe láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣẹ, àṣẹ. So we have done Iba, we have paid homage. Somebody is asking, do we teach Yoruba as well? Yes, at IFÁ College we teach Yoruba language too. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so we have done that. So we have established our first point to be, first of all, you need to know and ask yourself and tell yourself, why are you transitioning from that foreign religion or from your previous form of spirituality into IFÁ? Now that we have settled the reason you are transitioning into IFÁ, the next thing is for you to acknowledge your transition journey. Acknowledge your transition journey. Now, through this transition journey, there is an emotional part of your transition journey. I need you to understand it. I don't want you to do like the way they used to do in church, that you say, what do they call that thing? Persecution. People are against me because I go to church, because I'm a Christian, blah, 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 blah. Nah. It's just a pity party. There's nothing there. If you sit down to understand what you're doing, it will help you to transition emotionally, to handle the emotional part of your transition very well. Now, you need to learn that when you are moving from whatever religion you were practicing before, Christianity, Islam, or you are an atheist, or you are just there, in your country, whatever religion, and you are moving into Isheshe, there are certain forms of emotions that you experience. I wrote them down here. It will bring up the feeling of guilt, feeling of confusion, feeling of fear, especially due to your cultural and family influences. And it is important that you address these feelings respectfully. It will bring the feeling of guilt. There are certain times when you are doing things in IFÁ, especially when you are coming from Christianity, where I came from, where they tell you that traditional worshippers are idol worshippers. They tell you that we have idols, graven images, to enable sacrifice and appeasement is wrong, is demonic, you are going to hell. There are certain times that those feeling of guilt will still pop up, and it is real. You are not alone. You are not doing anything wrong. It is just the emotions of transition. It's just the emotional side of your transition. There's nothing wrong with you. Those feelings of guilt will pop up, and you need to understand how to deal with it, which is what I'm going to be teaching you today. Then sometimes the feeling of confusion will pop up. You don't know whether to do this, how to do this. You are confused on, okay, am I still doing this? Take, for instance, prayer, which is why I brought up the subscription program. The feeling of confusion of, how do I pray? Am I supposed to be praying? Is this the way I'm supposed to be praying? Do I pray in the name of somebody? Do I, all of those feelings of confusion will pop up. Now that everybody is fasting, both Christians and Muslims, some of you that are just coming into Isheshe, you are confused. Is fasting a part of Isheshe? Am I supposed to be fasting? Is this something I'm supposed to be doing? Is fasting a part of what I'm supposed to be doing? So this confusion would pop up here and there. Then, of course, the feeling of guilt, the feeling of fear would also follow. Please, let's keep tapping. The emotion of fear will follow. The fear of, am I really on the right path? If you have moved from your previous worship to here, trust me, it happens to the best of us. The first few years of my transition, I felt it. Asking yourself every now and then, am I on the right path? Am I really doing the right thing? The fear of, what if everything they told us in church is actually true? What if this part of Isheshe I'm going is not the right way? What if, what if, what if? Yes, the fear would always be there. Now, you have to know how to deal with these emotions. If not, if you don't handle it well, it can drive you back to where you're coming from. The things that you left, especially because we are coming from a religion that already guilt trip us every time we step out of line. A religion that is constantly putting us under fear. They will put you under that fear to pull you back. Some of you are still in the environment where um you are still in the, somebody said they want to do a consultation. The person that asked for a consultation, I just pinned the WhatsApp number now. Copy it and send a message there. Those feelings will always be there. Now, three things that helped me. First of all, you need to be open with your conviction. Don't hide. You see, the moment you are hiding to practice Isheshe and Ifa, the the moment you are not upfront with your belief and your choices in a respectful way, the moment you are not upfront with it, you will do things once in a while that people will see. Now, take for instance, practical life. You are still a Christian or you are still a Muslim, and you still want to keep your church friends, you still want to keep your church family. So you didn't tell them anything about it. Now, they are saying certain things in your conversations here and there that negates your beliefs in Ifa. Then somewhere along the line in your conversation, it slips out. They are talking about Ifa is human sacrifice or whatever. It slips out, and then they look at you. Ah, no, no, no! You are not supposed to be saying that. In that moment, you have to tell a lie to cover up for the fact that your true self in spirituality has slipped out. You want to practice this, you want to do this. If they find something with you that has to do with Ifa, you have to tell a lie to cover it up. It's stressful. So the first way to beat the stress is be open and be upfront with what you're doing. Now, I know that a lot of us we come from families where it's not so easy for us, to talk about it. Take, for instance, a woman that is married to a pastor. You are the mommy Gio in your church already, and now you have come to Ifa. You don't know how to be able to tell your husband that this is the new practice, this is how it is. Now, first question I want to ask you: is it your husband you married or church? Is it your husband you married or church? Because when people tell me that, when they say things like, ah, I want to practice IFA. I'm drawn to it, but my husband does not support it. And because of that, I cannot also do it. I don't know how to speak to my husband about it. Now, I don't know the kind of marriage that you people have, but I think that marriage is a union of communication and conversation, and it is okay for us to disagree on certain things, and we all have to find a way to be able to communicate it without offending anybody. Now, find a way to communicate it, because at the end of the day, how do you want to deal with it if you do not communicate it? What are the fears? I don't know the dynamics of your relationship, so I can't tell you wake your husband up at night. I can't tell you cook him a special meal, and then after the special meal, then talk to him about it. I cannot give you a direct approach, but I will say find a way to communicate your new belief with your husband. Maybe it might be from a movie. Oh, you are watching a movie, and then something about Isheshe pops up there, and then you just ask them, babe, what do you think about this? And then he goes, no, 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 no. This is the one, like, let's even think about it. Or let's break this thing down. Don't let's be judgmental. Just find a way. You know how to communicate with the people you are with. Now, this is a husband and wife scenario. Know how you communicate. Now, for those of you that are in is your family, you are still attached to them. They are the ones that is responsible for you. Okay, so the feeling of guilt is the first one, the feeling of confusion. The third one is the feeling of fear. Is fear. Those are the emotions you have to deal with. Guilt, confusion, and fear most of the time. Now, for those of you that your family that is not accepting of IFA and Isheshe, they are the ones that are financially responsible for you. And you know that the moment you speak up and say this is what you are practicing, they are likely to cut you off every financial support. Please, we are going to handle such a case with sense. If you have a peculiar situation, you probably want to reach out to me on WhatsApp and let me hear what your peculiar situation is. And let's be able to find a solid strategy for you before you just go ahead and say, yes, I'm practicing IFA. Because you are not to say, yes, you're practicing IFA. Your daddy that is a pastor, he's still the one that is financially responsible for you. Right. And then and you know that if you tell him, immediately you tell him, he's going to cut you off. If you jump and say it like that, the babalawo that did the tefa for you is not the one that is going to take up that financial responsibility. We need to understand it. So we need to give you a want to be able to support you financially. I've had people reach out to me like that, and what I did was, first of all, help them to create financial stability by themselves. Find them a sustainable source of income, or attach them to an organization or a group. We have such organizations and groups in Isheshe too, you understand, that supports people that have been cut off financially from their family, from their source of income, just because they practice IFA. Right. We had a lady who was working with her church office. She works with the church office. And I mean, that's her source of income. The church was one that was providing, a stable income for her. Please keep tapping. And then when she said, you know what, I can no longer be here. I have found my roots in IFA and Isheshe. Automatically, they said she was going to leave work. We knew that. But before then, we had helped her to get certain skills and then put out word and advert around our community. This lady is going to be fired. We already see it. But before then, she has this skill and she can offer these services. It was an obligation on us as members of that community to make sure that we paid for her services, we employed her services, and we referred her to friends. And she was able to have that stability. At least she saved like enough money before she went ahead to the church and said, you know what, guys, this is what I think, this is what I feel. And of course, they sacked her, they fired her like we thought. But she had something to back that persecution thing is why what's going on with you, Sister Shade? I'm going through persecution. Is stupidity that is worrying. You were supposed to prepare for this thing. It didn't just happen upon you. It's a process. That's why we call it transition. It's a process, and it takes some people longer time than some people. So if you happen to be in an environment where the people that do not support you, that are not accepting of you, are financially responsible for you, you need to create a stable financial background for yourself, a backup for yourself before you go out with, you know, before you come out with your newfound love for IFA. Now, for every other person who is an adult standing on their own 2 feet, and your only fear is that you will lose friends, your friends will not talk to you again, your family will not talk to you again, it's a valid thing. But excuse me, if they ask you to leave your family and your friends and relocate to, which country is that, and be on a constant income of thousands of dollars, you will relocate. When you go and take that contract and you make it, you will come back to family. You will relocate, you will go. So in this case too, please just think of how to do it. Think of the fact that it's okay for your friends and family to follow you to some certain level in life and not be there anymore. Prepare your mind for it. Prepare your mind for the fact that family and friends, as you know it right now, might not be that anymore. The moment you come out to say, you know what, this is what I'm identifying with, but that's your best bet. You will make new friends and family along the line. Is it going to be tough? Yes, it's going to be tough, especially for those of you that are from closely knitted families, you know, families where you guys do everything together. You know, there are a lot of people that I'm working with on their transition program, and we literally have to beg, literally have to ask IFA and beg IFA to just help their family to accept them, like touch their hearts. We literally have to sit down and make supplications, as it were, to the divine, to touch their hearts, because their family is their support system. Forget finances. Some people are not financially attached to their family. Some people, their siblings are their best friend. The network is bad. I know. I don't know why it's like this today. And this is the same network we have been using for just been like that. Sorry about the network. It's just been great discouraging. But can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Should I still continue? Are you still making a little bit of sense from what I'm saying? If you can still hear me and the conversation is still coordinating, let's continue. We're in Nigeria, that's what we experience. So you need to, some of you are not you are not financially attached to your family, but they are your background, they are your backbone. Your siblings are your best friends. It is hard for you to accept the fact that they might not speak to you again. And let me say this, if they do not speak to you again, if friends and family cut off from you, they don't hate you. Trust me, it's a struggle for a lot of them too. They don't hate you. But you know that when it comes to religion, your first allegiance is to your religion. For those of you that are coming from Christian backgrounds, the first allegiance of your friends and family, for those of you that are coming from Christian backgrounds, the first allegiance of your friends and family is to Jesus. Those of you that are Muslims, their first allegiance is to Muhammad or to Allah before you. So it's not like your family hates you. They are just being, how do I put it? They are just being loyal and faithful to religion. And you know all those songs that we used to sing in church. You will choose Jesus over anybody else. You know those songs we used to sing in church where we say, you choose Jesus. When fire is burning, you follow Jesus. When rain is falling, you. If you have to disown family, they will choose Jesus over you. That's the reality. Don't expect anything different. If they don't understand you, is not they are not bad people. It is just what religion has fed their head with. It is what religion has fed their head with. They are prioritizing their faith over you, and it's okay. They are not bad people. Expect it. Now, if you are lucky or you are favored to have family and friends who will still love you irrespective of your religious differences, I say you are lucky. I need to give you a badge. You are lucky. You are favored and you are lucky. So 90%, please don't expect it. But you need to know how to handle the emotions. You still love them. You will still reach out to them, especially if it is your parents. Remember when we talked about 2 weeks ago that we talked about the role of our parents in our spiritual journey. They might not love you. They might not be accepting of your faith right now, and it's okay. But you still have to do your duty to them as parents. You still have to do it. So don't say because they disowned me in IFÁ, because I said I wanted to follow my spiritual calling and they did not stand by me, none of them is going to taste out of my money again. You are shooting yourself in the leg. Yes, please. Okay, so for those that are asking where am I based, Nigeria. Why do I always say Nigeria? Is because I work from different locations in Nigeria. So when you ask me where am I based and I say Nigeria, is because I work from different locations in Nigeria part time. Sometimes I'm in Lagos, sometimes I'm in Oshogbo, that's Osun State. Sometimes I'm in Ijebu Ode, sometimes um I'm in Abeokuta, both in Ogun State. So if you need to know, if you need to see me, you will send a message via WhatsApp. We will talk about what you need. And then if what you need requires me to see you in person, then I will tell you where I will be part-time. I feel that has answered the question. So yes, you need to continue that relationship. Prioritize the relationship, whether they support you or not, whether they hate you or not. They might even remove you from family WhatsApp group because you are now identified with IFÁ. It's okay. Send them normal message. That group is not the gateway to success. It's not the gateway to heaven. It's not the ticket to bank. It's okay. Send them normal messages via WhatsApp. If their birthday, still show up for them. Some of them will block you. It's okay. Call them. If they have blocked you to call, it's fine. Ask after them from people that would hear from them. But don't hold any grudge against them. Don't hold any hate against them. They love you, but they love their religion more. You understand? So you need to know how to handle that part. Now, when it comes to you handling guilt and fear, let me explain to you. You see that guilt that you feel when you start to practice IFÁ and Ìṣẹ̀ṣe. You are feeling guilty that idolatry, you are going to hell, you are worshiping small God. You see those guilt. The only thing that can help you to correct those guilt is knowledge. Is the knowledge that you have, which is what I'm teaching you here. Knowledge that I'm sharing with you here, the knowledge that I'm teaching you here is what is going to help you take away that guilt, because that guilt is coming from the lies that they told you, and the things that they told you is not true. It's coming from the lies. The moment you unlearn the lies that they told you and you learn the truth about IFÁ, you will not feel any form of guilt anymore. That's the truth. You won't feel any form of guilt anymore. Now, let me give you an example. One of the guilt that I used to feel when I first crossed over was the guilt of this our grieving um, images, these wooden images that we have. I don't have anyone here. These wooden images that we have, right? That was my first form of guilt. That is it. I mean, do I really have to, attach anything to these things? Do we really have to worship these things? Do we really have to pay any um spiritual homage to these graven images? When I got into IFÁ and I started to learn, I found out that we do not worship orishas. We do not bow down to graven image. We are not replacing anything with the divine. Those were just lies that they told to us. We are not replacing anything with the divine. We do not worship orishas. So knowledge is what will take those guilt away. We pay homage to our ancestors. We recognize them. They are in our lineage. They are the connection that we have to the divine. But communication from Olodumare to us is direct. Communication from Olodumare to us is direct. Whatever appeasement and sacrifices we give to each orishas, whatever appeasement and sacrifices we give to each orishas and each spirit being, is Olodumare that instructed us to do it. Just like those of you in church, you claim that you are giving money to God. God said you should bring all your tithe and offering. Who do you give it to? Do you have the address of God where you go and give it to God? No. You drop it in the offering bowl. The offering bowl is the one that receives it. The church account is the one that receives it on behalf of God. So if you are comfortable with that, why then are you not comfortable that the orishas will receive appeasement and sacrifices and offerings on behalf of Olodumare, because it's Olodumare that directed us there? So why are you not comfortable with the fact that our orishas will receive appeasement, sacrifices, and offerings into an ebo as instructed by Olodumare on behalf of Olodumare? So the day that you do not know, until the day that you tell me the address of God that you are taking your tithe to, give all your tithe and offering to God. Say it's God you say it's God you are giving it to, not your pastor. The day you find the address of God to go and give it, that's the day you will also find the address of Olodumare to go and give our body. Until then, that guilt would erase. So what takes away the guilt, the emotion of guilt, is knowledge. As you continue to learn, you would unlearn all the lies that they told you to trap you in guilt, right? And then also when it comes to confusion, is knowledge. You ask around. I mean, am I supposed to fast? In IFÁ, do we fast? When situations that arise when you are in church or in the mosque that required you fasting, if you encounter such situations in Isheshe, what do? You are confused about, should I fast, should I not fast? You ask questions. Knowledge will take care of that. I have started putting out some teachings. We started with the teaching on prayer. Some of you don't know how to pray. Now you have come to IFÁ. How do you pray? So I have a 12-part series where I teach on how to pray the right way in IFÁ and Isheshe. If you have still not subscribed for that program, I would send the WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is pinned right now. Send a message via WhatsApp and you say that you want the teaching. You want the teaching that talks about how to pray the right way in IFÁ and Isheshe. Send a message via WhatsApp and you would have the direction. So that is how you also deal with the emotion of confusion. You learn. Knowledge will take it away. It's the trash that you have learned that is putting you in that space. So you need to unlearn it. That is how you get out of there. Have we been able to answer that first part? So the first part is first of all for you to state the reason you want to transition. Second part is for you to acknowledge the emotions in your transition. Okay. Now, I don't see anybody, you guys are not tapping. We've dealt with the first one, the emotions of guilt, of confusion, and the emotions of fear. And I've helped you, how to navigate around all of these things generally. Now, if you have a peculiar situation on how to deal with these emotions that is personal to you, just send a message via WhatsApp and explain your personal situation. Then I will be able to guide you on the personal steps that you will take that is peculiar with you. Okay, so keep tapping. We are moving to the next one. From our spiritual mentoring program, I had picked out 10 points from there. This is just the first one. So keep tapping. When you get to 40K, we will continue the second one. We're on 25K. In less than 3 minutes, you get there. While we are doing that, let me take questions that came up from the first one. A lot of people are still living in childhood memories. Childhood memories. Please, can you expatiate on that? Easy Life 79. Good morning. Yanifa. What's today's topic? Tomiwa from Abeokuta. Today's topic is, now that you are in IFA, what what's the next step? Now that I'm in IFA, what's the next thing? What are the next steps to take? And we have identified that the first thing when you come to IFA is to recognize the reason. You need to tell yourself, what is the reason? Why are you here? Why did you come here? What's the reason for being here? You ask the question, yeah, whatever question you ask, I would answer. Please, for those of you that are sending messages via the WhatsApp number, please don't call. Please don't call, right? I will get to your questions. Please don't call. Just ask your questions and just drop your messages on WhatsApp and wait. Where are you before you came? So where do we go after death? As much as I do not want to digress from what we are doing today, let's keep tapping, please. 40K so that we can continue. Okay, so yes, I'm moving between MTN and Airtel. Those are the two network providers that we have, and both of them are messing up today. I don't know why. So we will manage the network like that. We are moving between two networks, so you would manage it like that. So somebody said, where do we go after death? First of all, in African spirituality and in spirituality generally, there's no such thing as death. Death refers to the end of something. When you say something dies, it's the end of that thing. When you say something dies, it's the end of that thing. In African spirituality, we do not believe that there is anything called end to this life. Okay, we transition from one form of life to another. We transition from one form of life to another. We are spirits. Spirits don't die. Spirits don't die. As spirit beings, we take our source from Olodumare. There is an Odrifa that I taught on my page. If you scroll down my page, you see that Odrifa. Wọ́n adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà níjọ́ tí ó lọ rèé fẹ́ ẹ̀mí ọmọ Olódùmarè. The Odrifa said, adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà nígbà tó lọ rèé fẹ́ ẹ̀mí ọmọ Olódùmarè. Ẹ̀mí is spirit. So according to that Odrifa, ẹ̀mí, which is spirit, the breath in humans that gives life to this our body, is a child of Olodumare, is an extension of Olodumare. It proceeds out of Olodumare. So the spirits that we have and the breath that makes us living things proceeds out of Olodumare. That is where it takes its source from. And because Olodumare does not have a beginning or an end, the spirit that proceeds out of Olodumare does not have a beginning or an end. So we don't die. We transition from one form of, we don't die. We transition from one form of life to another. Is that okay? So when we move out of this life, what falls down and decays and is buried and it perishes and ends is this body. This body, and it's just a cloth. It's just a cloth, like you're wearing a cloth over this, right? So your spirit transitions to another form of life. Some people will transition and come back into this life again for some reasons or the other. Some people will transition to another realm of life, another level of life. You are just, it is. According to the Odrifa or Semeji, energy, spirit can neither be created nor destroyed. It just transforms from one form to another. So we don't die. So where we go after here, the person that responded to you gave you a very good response. Where are you coming from? Where you came from, you transition again to another form. Let's keep tapping. I said 40K and we have not even gotten to 30K. Let's keep tapping. Keep tapping, keep tapping, keep the likes moving up so that we get this teaching viral. You are enjoying the teaching and then other people should also do. So does IFA recognize this? Recently, science have facts to show that there are many planets in the space. The solar system is single. Does IFA recognize this? I said if you're asking me any question aside from what I'm teaching today, you would have to wait for me to teach that in full details because I don't answer questions on the surface. I'm a teacher. I teach in depth. So if I decide to teach about solar system and planets in this today, we will not finish what we came here to do. So if you have any questions aside from this topic, just send a message via DM or send a message via WhatsApp. If it is part of the topics we are going to teach, I'll tell you when next we are teaching it, and then I will have a full teaching on it. If not, I'll just answer your questions shortly in the DM. Does IFÁ recognize the signs? Okay, the same. I'm talking about taking steps to come to who's that person? Easy life. Oh, you asked a question. Okay, you are talking about taking steps to come to IFÁ for destiny divination. You want to do a divination? Is that what you are saying? If you want to do a divination, is what you are saying. The WhatsApp number that is now showing on your screen, send a message to that WhatsApp number. As please continue to tap or the person that says, where do we go after we die? I've answered the person's question. Thanks for the teaching. Now I have a good relationship with my parents. Wow, I am really, really grateful for that. Jane, I'm happy when I teach and people take it literally and appropriate it to their physical everyday life. We had a whole teaching on the part that our parents play in our lives. It was a whole teaching. And I'm glad that people listened that day and they went to repair their relationship with their biological parents. It is for your own good. Jane, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really grateful for that. Is this program available on YouTube so that we'll not miss any information? Yes, there's always a replay of live teachings on YouTube. Once we're done here, TikTok Mix is available. We download and then we upload on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is IYANIFA EWA TV. I will type that in the comment section. IYANIFA EWA TV is YouTube, but for faster connection, you can click on the link in the bio of this page. It will take you to the YouTube channel, IYANIFA EWA TV. You'll find the YouTube channel there, and then you'll be able to watch replay of this. Let me see any other questions. I'm waiting to get to 45K so that we can continue. Any other questions? I think we have answered all the questions. So let's keep tapping and go to the second part of this. So the second part talks about, we're still on 32K. The second part talks about, says that you should educate yourself about IFÁ. Study the basics of IFÁ. IFÁ is a rich and complex system. IFÁ contains a lot of knowledge. So now that you have come to IFÁ, the next thing you should do is get knowledge. Educate yourself about the Odu IFÁ, the Orishas, the Etutus, the Ebos that we use, and the ethical guidelines that we follow, the moral guidelines that we follow. Ìwà pẹ̀lẹ́, ìwà rere, the moral guidelines that we follow in IFÁ. You learn and you follow it. So your next step is basic knowledge. You start to learn. Some of you, you come to IFÁ, I want to connect to my roots, to my source. You go and do your Ishefa, you do your Itefa. That's all that you know. The only time you come is when you have a problem. Baba, there's a problem here. Do a consultation. They do an IFÁ divination for you. Your Babalawo will do an IFÁ divination for you. The moment they do it, you do the Etutu and Ebo, and off you go again. It's been 7 years since you started this practice. You cannot recite one old IFÁ by yourself. You are hopping from one TikTok page to another, one Babalawo's page to another IYANIFA's page, talking about, who is doing that? You are hopping from one Babalawo's page to another page, talking about Do Odrifa or Sameji for us. Do Odrifa Irete Ogbe for us. What's wrong with you buying the IFA book and learning it by yourself? Yes, there are a couple of books out there in Yoruba that have been translated to English, to French, to Spanish, to to Portuguese, where you can read and learn for yourself. Where you can read and learn for yourself. So as you have come, the next thing is knowledge. Yes, we sell the book, both hard copy and soft copy. We have it for sale at the IFA College and other books that would also help you in IFA. David, David, come. Bring one of those books. Yes, we can get the IFA books to buy. Please send a DM if you need any of the IFA books. You buy them, you learn them, read and learn, gain knowledge. There are not so many people that are babalawos and IYANIFAs like me that teach the way I teach. It's not all of us that have the gift of teaching. So you can also learn by yourself. Where are you, David? You can also learn it by yourself. You are supposed to. As you learn, sit your children down and teach them. The way you are doing Sunday school, morning devotion, you are reading the Quran and learning it. No, not this one. I'm going to. So we have books that you can learn from. Okay, so this your next step is knowledge. Gain knowledge, because it is sad that a lot of you out there are still coming to complain. I met one babalawo online, he scammed me. And when you talk about how they scammed you, sometimes I don't feel pity for you. Why? Because the things that they scammed you over are things that you are supposed to know. Basic things that you are supposed to know are the things that they scammed you over. Basic things that you are supposed to know. Things that people are not even supposed to be able to trick you or lie to you about. Those are the things that they scam. If you hear things that has been done to people, you you'll be surprised. You learn things that have been done to people in IFA, you'll be surprised. In the name of you have come to IFA, things that people have had to go through. But if you had the knowledge of these things, you will not be experiencing them. Nobody will be able to lie to you. If you had the basic knowledge of these things by yourself. So as you learn, as you gain more knowledge, it becomes almost impossible for someone to be able to lie to you. It's like somebody comes to you today now. Those of you that are from Christian background, somebody comes to you and opens the Bible and says, in Genesis, no, in the book of Leviticus, Jesus said, it's not possible. Jesus did not say anything in the book of Leviticus. No, the green one, the green book. Jesus did not, the green one. Jesus did not say it in that book. Why? How do you know? Those little things, it is because you have learned, you have read it, you have come to understand. So you will learn it gradually. The same way you people that were Muslims were able to learn the, the Quran in a foreign language. In a foreign language. The same way you are able to learn it, you will also carry the Odrifa and read it and learn. And as you're learning to read in English, or as you're learning the Odrifa in English, also start to learn Yoruba to be able to read it in the original language, because there is a lot of loss in translation when we are trying to, translate the Odrifa, the stories around the Orishas, around our Etutu and Ebo. As we're trying to translate it into English, there is loss in translation because English as a language doesn't have as much depth and vocabulary as Yoruba language has. So you will also learn Yoruba language. It's compulsory. Don't let's give ourselves. It's compulsory. But at least between now and then, learn it in English. Read. There is a particular book that I want to show you. Um, so for those of you who want to buy books, I would recommend that there are certain other books you can get in bookshops around, aside from the ones that we have. The books of Professor Wande Abimbola, Baba Wande Abimbola's books. He has so many small, small books. He has so many small, small books, very cheap books, 2005, 3,000 on IFÁ, different things on IFÁ. Just go and look for them and buy them. This is one book that I have been using. Let me flip the camera. This is a book I've been using. Let me flip the camera to you'll be able to read the topic of the book. This is one book that I have been using and it's been working really well for me. Introduction to Ancient Yoruba Divination System. The book is by Dr. IFÁ Adewale. Now you see this book. This is not advertisement. This is me telling you what I used while I was transitioning that makes sense. Now, let me read the topics that this book contains so that you would understand. It teaches us the first thing that it talks about is libation, how we do libation in IFÁ initiation. It talks about who, what, and where are the Yoruba people. It talks about the introduction to the ancient Yoruba divination system. It talks about what Yoruba divination is. It talks about IFÁ and Orunmila in divination systems. It talks about IFÁ and Orunmila in divination system. It talks about the ancient Yoruba divination objects. It talks about divination with Obi, kola nut, divination with Epa, peanut, divination with Agbon, coconut. Some of you don't even know that we make divinations with Agbon and Epa, with peanut and coconut. The name of the book is Introduction to Ancient Yoruba Divination System by Dr. IFÁ Adewale. That's the name of the book. Okay. It talks about divination with Orogbo. It talks about divination with Orogbo, the bitter kola. It talks about divination with Atare, alligator pepper. It talks about the divination with the cowrie shells, the erin the logo, divinations with Okpele, divinations with Ikinfa. Then it explains the 16 major Odu. It talks about, then it also gives us the ancient Yoruba calendar. Now, you see the man that wrote this book, he's my spiritual father, right? The book will be on my page. I would put a screenshot of the book on my page. The name of the book is Introduction to Ancient Yoruba Divination System. We also have it for sale at the IFÁ College. The author of this book is the one that would I use the word made or created or put together the Yoruba calendar that we have now. The Yoruba calendar that we use now, Dr. IFÁ Adewale is the one that puts that calendar together. Now, what is a Yoruba calendar? These are the things that you need to learn as you come into IFÁ. It is that calendar that shows us all our ose, the orishas that each day of the week is attached to in that year. You know our Yoruba calendar is not the 7 day of a week calendar, it's 5 days a week. So like today now, today is Oseifa, today is also Ose Oshun. There are a couple of orishas that is attached to today. So he was the one that put together the calendar as we know it, and he updates it every year. And thanks to my ancestors, to my Ori, he picked me as one of his spiritual children. So when I mention and I talk about my father, that's the person that I am referring to. And that calendar is a very important part of your journey as you come into IFA. Some of you, you will ask somebody, what day is Ose Ogun? Ah, it's Tuesday. Ojo Ishegun. Ogun is associated with Tuesday, and you are a Yoruba person, and you are in IFA, and you don't know what day of the week is each Ose. No. So we have the calendar. So let's take today. Today is the 23rd of March, right? Today is Ose Ifa, Ose Osoyin, Ose Olokun, Ose Aje, Ose Olosa, Ose Oshun, Ose Ishu. And it's every 5 days. So that calendar with which you will know what each day of the week, the Yoruba calendar that we use that would allow us to know what each day of the week talks about, the Orisha that is attached to each day. What are we supposed to do each day of the week? And remember, it changes every five days. So it's not static. It's not like, oh, Monday is Ojo Aje. Yes, Monday is called Ojo Aje, but it is not Monday. It is not every Monday that it is Ose Aje. Today now is Ose Aje. Today is Ose Ifa. Today is Ose Oshun, Olokun, Eshu, Osoyin. Or, is today. All of those orishas today. In another 5 days, it will be their day. So we start counting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So on Thursday this week again is going to be Ose Ifa, Ose Oshun, Ose Aje, Ose Olokun, Ose Eshu, Ose Osoyin. He was the one that put that calendar together and he updates it every year. So if you want this book, we have it at the IFA College, and you can also buy it online. I think it's available on Amazon, but it's cheaper when you buy it in Nigeria. I'm the one that sells it in Nigeria. I'm the one that in charge of sales in Nigeria. It's cheaper when you buy in Nigeria as a Nigerian than to be buying with the exchange rate currency. I said 40K. You people are still on. You are still on 38. So the basic knowledge of IFA, that's the next thing that you need to get as you transition. And that knowledge is what is going to liberate you. It's going to take out all the trash that they have explained to you and all the trash that they've taught you. So learning those things is to get, the name of the book is Introduction. Okay, I think I need to type it. Let me type it from the other phone. Introduction to Ancient Yoruba Divination Systems. I'll type it from the other phone. Introduction to Ancient Yoruba Divination. Yeah, that's the name of the book. Introduction to Ancient. You see the people that I'm talking about? Somebody is here now saying, what do you need to do during those weeks? You will learn it. That's exactly what I'm saying. So pick up this book and learn. Learn. You cannot expect me to sit down on a live stream and be telling you what you need to do for every Orisha. Do you know how many of them we have? Orisha Nirumole that we have is 401. Nobody has the responsibility to come and tell you, on Osaifa, this is what you're supposed to do. On Tuesday is Egbe, this is what you will learn it yourself. In this spirituality we practice, in IFA, responsibility, accountability is here. If you want to know it, you will learn it. You will go out of your way. If you want to know it, you will learn it. You will go out of your way to buy books and read and learn. You will go out of your way to register at this network is really responsibility. There are lots of things that you need to do yourself on this journey. It is a do it yourself self discovery. You have to do it yourself. There are lots of things you need to learn by yourself. Is that okay? There are lots of things you need to learn by yourself. Yes, the network is bad today. Network is really horrible today. Okay, so the price of the book depends on your location, right? It depends on where they are. The name of the book has not come on the chat yet, and I've typed it here. Maybe the network. Introduction. Ancient Yoruba divination. Showing here. This is interesting. Have you seen it? I'm typing it. It's showing here that it has been uploaded, and I cannot see it on the other screen. Okay. What I'm going to do is this. Let me do this. What I'm going to do is this. Let me see. The book is going to be up there for a few minutes for you to be able to take a screenshot of it. Let me flip that you can yeah, that's the title of the book. If you want to take a screenshot of the screen right now, or dark, but you can see it. Introduction to Ancient Yoruba Divination Systems, right? You can see it, right? But I will still post it on my page after now. I will post it on my page. All kinds. So the price, it depends on where you are, you understand? But you can check it on Amazon. It's available available there. So let's continue. Right. So the next thing you're supposed to get is knowledge. A lot of it. You need a whole lot of it. So here there is nobody that is under any obligation to teach you things, to share knowledge with you. We don't have that in IFA. Nobody was commissioned to go and reach out to the whole world in Isheshe, in IFA. We don't have. Now, the reason I am doing this is because my Ori gave me a commission myself to set up this IFA college. That's the reason I'm doing this, is because this is my own destiny assignment to set up IFA college to teach. It is my own assignment. It's not the assignment of every other Babalawo and IYANIFA. So I hear a lot of people saying, they didn't even teach us. They didn't explain anything to us. They are not under any obligation to teach you and explain anything to you. You are the one that you are the one that will find out yourself. Right. You are the one that will find out the knowledge and the truth about yourself. So as you gain knowledge, you learn about the spiritual part, you learn about other parts of IFA too. Now, the third part of it that I wrote here that I teach in the class is find a mentor, find a spiritual mentor and a spiritual guide. Seek initiation and mentorship. IFA is traditionally learned through initiation and personal mentorship. Personal mentorship. You look for a qualified Babalawo or Yanifa that your spirit resonates with to guide you on this journey. Very important. Very, very important. Find a mentor, a spiritual mentor that will help you on the journey. Very important. On this journey in IFA, if you want to succeed, you cannot do it alone. Now, except for a school like ours, where you can be here and you can learn, there's hardly any place that anybody is mentoring you. When I started the spiritual mentoring program group 3 years ago, 3 years ago, yes, a lot of people were saying, she just wants to take our money. She just wants to collect our money. I'm like, no problem. Ah, nobody came to advertise anything to you. You can go through this journey yourself without a mentor, without a guide, and see what it is and see what it looks like. It's not going to be easy. It will not be easy. Why? Because your spiritual mentors, the people that are your spiritual guides, they have gone on path and road that you will not be able to afford to go, either financially or spiritually. There are places that I've had to go to get this knowledge. There are places that I've had to go to get this knowledge that I have. There are spiritual practices that I've had to go through. There are rituals and spiritual rites that I've had to do. There are sacrifices that I've had to make, spiritual sacrifices, physical sacrifices that I've had to make that is not easy for everybody to make. It's not everybody that is called to make, go on those paths. But if I am working with you as a spiritual, if I'm working with you as a spiritual mentor, I will bring all of that knowledge that I've gained. Now, you are coming from Western spirituality. It's easy for me to resonate with you and for you to resonate with me. Do you understand? It helps you. So you need to find a mentor, somebody that you resonate with. As much as I would love to work with everybody, and my spirit cannot align with everybody. My ori cannot align with everybody as much as I would want to work with everybody. Find a spiritual mentor. If you find somebody online, you have studied the person, this Babalawo, this IYANIFA, I've studied her, I've studied him, I resonate with them. You can reach out to them and say, please, I'm new on this journey. I need you to help me. I want somebody to hold me by the hand. If they are available for it, they will tell you, I will make out time for you and do it for you. If they are not available, they will tell you. Okay, so this is the point where I say, if you are interested in having me as a spiritual mentor, you can reach out to me. But let me tell you something. If you want me to mentor you, let me explain something to you. I don't sugarcoat things. I'm not Santa Claus. I'm not ice cream. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm not here to make you feel good. I will tell you things you don't want to hear the way you don't want to hear it. No, I don't care. I will tell you the things you need to know the way you are supposed to know it and push you the way you are supposed to. If you are not ready to work with that, you are not ready to work with the truth, no matter how harsh and bitter it is, don't reach out to me. I have a lot of people I deal with, so I need people that are what ready to go on that journey. You tell them ABC and they take it like that and they go. Not somebody that will be trying to tell you, and if you do it like, no, nobody has time for that. You have wasted time already. The productive time of your life, you wasted it on one foreign religion somewhere, lying to yourself, deceiving yourself. So you are here already. We are trying to cover up the time that you have wasted. So we don't have time to be making you feel good, to pamper you, to this and this. Yes, I don't have it. And then if you are coming here, you need to understand that here I teach you practical things that you put into practice and you will come back and give me feedback. I don't just give you one book to say, let's read it and everybody will just, no, no, no. It's practical everyday life. It's practical everyday life. We will both study the IFA together as it resonates with you. And then you put it into practice. Then you come back how to appropriate it to your everyday life, how to put your knowledge in your everyday life. You will go and practice it. Then you will come back and tell me what you have done. How did you practice it this week? How did you put what I taught you into practice? What part of your life did you see results? What part did you not see results? That's what I do. That's what I do. So if you are not ready for that, if you don't want somebody that will hold you accountable, don't come to IYANIFA EWA. Go somewhere else. So that we do not fight. I don't like to fight. I'm a gentle girl. But if you are not ready, I will forget the fact that you paid for your mentorship. I will treat you the way I treat everybody. But trust me, I would work with you at your own pace. I would work with you in your own way, at your pace, the way you want to, the way you are going to understand it. Because in IFA, we understand that. In IFA, we understand that everybody's journey and destiny is unique. So I would already know, this my client I'm working with in mentorship program. This is the I already know the orishas that you work with, the odrifa that you work with, your taboos, your do's and don'ts. So I'm guiding you on that path. So I'm guiding you on that path, on the path of your own journey. You understand? So that's the next thing. You need to pick a mentor. And please, once you pick a mentor, resist the urge to be hopping from place to place. I'm not saying if you pick a mentor, you cannot learn from somebody else. You can. But please just stay somewhere and stick to that somewhere. Stop confusing yourself. Yes, we are all talking about IFA, but the style with which this person does their own is different from the next person. Is different from the next person. So you don't want somebody who has taken you from class 1 to 5. Then you sorry, I'm sorry. I don't even know what happened right now. If you can still hear me, please let me know. If you can hear me, please let me know. This is really weird. Like all the network just went off at the same time. Can you hear me? Please let me know. I don't have an idea what just happened. Wow. Like all the networks just went off at the same time. Went off at the same time. Went off at the same time. I was saying that if you're interested in the mentoring, I just okay, yeah, so we can post now. Yeah, so just the network has come back. The WhatsApp number is there, and I have pinned it. Oh, it's a general issue. All right. Thank you so much because I'm just wondering what's happening. So we have established the fact that you need a spiritual mentor. So the next thing you need to do is for you to attend spiritual community programs regularly. Here I said join a local or virtual IFA community to learn from practitioners, other devotees, to gain practical knowledge, you, then to help you to participate in any general spiritual practices and rituals that is going on, right? So you need to join a community. Now, because there are so many people out there, there are just a lot of things going on out there when it comes to IFA. I cannot confidently direct you to any physical location where you can join a community. That is why we have formed a community around IFA College. All right? That's why we have formed a community around IFA College. I cannot IFA College. I cannot. If you can hear us, if you are back, let's know. Please just wait. If you can hear me and we're back on your screen, please let me know. Keep tapping so that we can get other people that was off back. Yeah. So we're here. Let's just quickly wrap up because this is very frustrating right now. So you need to be attached to a community where you can find like-minded people, in IFA. All right. So this is a community. I know that a lot of us want to be associated with a physical community, but I cannot recommend any right now because there are just a lot of things going on out there. There are a lot of things going on out there. So I might not be able to recommend a physical community. So that is why we have this online community that has been built around IFA College. And that's why I make sure that I show up here every Sunday morning. All right. And then we also have a community on Telegram. We have another community on WhatsApp. So if you are interested in joining, here we are only here once a week, right, on Sundays. But then we're on WhatsApp every day. We're on Telegram every day, right? So just send a message where the WhatsApp number. I will pin it on the screen again, and then you can send a message, want to join our community. You have seen the number. I'm trying to pin it, but it's giving stress. So we talked about community. Let's just wrap this up as much as fast as we can. I've seen the number. All right. Be a part of the community. Ask questions. Do your thing. So the next part is for you to unlearn your old teachings. Like I said, that's very important. You unlearn and you relearn. Unlearn your old teachings. The things that they taught you from where you are coming from, please unlearn it. Take it out of your head. Let it go. It's okay to let go of all those old practices. It is okay. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to unlearn all of those things. It's okay to let it go, right? So you need to unlearn the old beliefs and old practices. For example, the concept of sin. Sin in Isheshe is not the way that sin is viewed in church or in the mosque. It's different. I have a whole teaching on my YouTube channel about the concept of sin in IFÁ and Isheshe. You want to go listen to that. The concept of sin, I have a whole video on it on my YouTube channel. If you are getting a replay on YouTube, just scroll down my previous videos, you see it. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, click on the link in the bio. It will take you to YouTube, or just go to YouTube and search for IYANIFA EWA TV. Yeah, just go there and search for that. So I talked about the concept of sin there. Those are the one of the things that you need to unlearn. Then the concept of prayer, when they say you have to, to beg and ask, and no, no, no. We don't do that in IFÁ. In IFÁ, we make declarations. There's a teaching on that. If you're interested in that 12-part series, you can also send a message via DM. So you would unlearn the concept of sin. You would unlearn the concept of what other concept are we unlearning? You unlearn the concept of sin, the concept of hellfire, the concept of judgment, the concept that tells you that you are not good enough, that tells you that you are lost, you are condemned, and then somebody came to save you. You will unlearn all of those trash. It doesn't happen here. There is no judgment, there is no condemnation, there is no sin, there is no hell. All of those things don't apply here. So you have to unlearn all of those things, and then you relearn the new things that IFÁ has for you. The truth that IFÁ has for you, you would learn it. You would embrace holistic approach to life. You would embrace the idea that everybody has a personal journey in this life, and you have to follow your own personal journey. You are not on a journey of everybody. The rules that applies to A does not apply to you. You have to learn that as a part of your life. Then you have to unlearn the fact that your ancestors are demons. Take that crap away from your head. You will learn you will learn the place that your ancestors play in your life, and how to be able to connect with them and get the best out of what your ancestors have for you. Then you have to let go of your fear and your guilt. Let it go. As you're learning new things, fear and guilt is replaced by knowledge. Then you need to embrace certain spiritual practices, and it has to be a part of your life. You need to embrace the practice of the practice of divination. Embrace it. Understand it, accept it, that you need to do your divinations regularly. Please keep tapping. At least before we leave here today, we should be able to get to 100K. We're on number 5. We're on number 5 and we have 10 things that I need to share. So please keep tapping. Let's get to 50K. Jane, thank you for retyping the WhatsApp number. Thank you. So you have to embrace the idea of divination. Divination has to be a part of you regularly. Asking IFÁ to know what IFÁ thinks about things before you take steps. It has to be, those are basic things that you have to embrace. To ask IFÁ, as we said, IFÁ is the GPS of life. As you are traveling on a journey, you check your GPS from time to time. Is that okay? So you have to embrace that. You have to embrace that fundamental idea of doing your divinations regularly. Secondly, you have to take care of your ori. Your ori is important. So you have to know what your ori wants. You have to know how to give ebo to your ori regularly. You have to know how to give ebo to your orishas. Know the orishas that you work with and how to give ebo to them. You need to understand what IFÁ says about life, about love, about wealth, about money. You know this idea that they gave to you that they said, anything that we do in African spirituality to help us get wealth is demonic. You have to unlearn that crap. And you need to learn that IFÁ allows us to make use of herbs and elements of the universe to harness our finances. It is okay to do it. IFÁ allows us to do it. Remember, one of the definitions of IFÁ is IFÁ Olókun Asọ̀rọ̀dayọ̀. IFÁ is the one that turns our story to joy. IFÁ Atún Orí Ẹni Tí Ò Sunwọ̀n Ṣe, the one that repairs the faulty destiny. If your finances is faulty, IFÁ repairs it. Through what? Through different spiritual practices, through the use of herbs and elements of the universe. So you have to accept the fact that it is okay. Accept the fact that you also have to embrace the fact that it is okay to use herbs to treat your health. Yes, it is okay. They will tell you that every herbal concussion is juju. Unlearn that crap and embrace taking care of your physical, mental, emotional, and psychological health with the use of herbs. You have to embrace that. You also have to embrace the fact that African spirituality is capital intensive. It requires a lot of spending here and there. So as you get your source of income, always put aside the one that goes into your spiritual practice. You know, nobody will come and tell you, as you give to IFÁ, it will give back to you. There's nobody that will remind you. Nobody is collecting offering and tithe here. Nobody is collecting offering and tithe here. You understand? Those of you that said I'm not speaking Yoruba, don't worry. At the end of it, our prayer is in Yoruba. So you want to hear Yoruba. We are protesting for Yoruba. Don't worry. As we wrap up, our prayer is going to be in Yoruba. You will hear pure, undiluted Yoruba from beginning to end. Now that's number 5. Number 6 says that you have to, I just talked about that, practice your offerings, your sacrifice, and your appeasement. Your itutu and ebo. Learn to put money aside for your itutu and your ebo. Learn to put money aside for me. Please, that WhatsApp number that is popping on the screen, that Jane Juma is posting, that's my WhatsApp number. Network is really crappy here. I'm trying to type it here, it's not going through. So that's the WhatsApp number. Feel free to send the message to IFÁ College to IYANIFA EWA on that number. Now, number 6 says that you should adopt the ethics of Iwa Pele, good character. We have a code of conduct in IFÁ. We are not religious people. We don't judge people's habits. We understand that people are on different journeys in life. but there are still basic conduct of life that we call ìwà pẹ̀lẹ́, good character, ìwà rere. You have to adopt it. Integrity is number one. In our code of conduct, integrity is number one. Humility is number two. Respect is number three. Contentment is there. These basic things you have to learn it. Integrity, contentment, confidentiality. Learn. Ìkóra ẹni níjàánu ló ń pè é. It's not everything that you see. If you have come into African spirituality and you want to talk about, if you have come into African spirituality and you want to talk about everything you see it is not. There are certain things that spirits will show you. There are certain things that by virtue of the fact that you practice IFÁ, you get to know that you need to keep your lips sealed. Confidentiality is one of our code of practice and behavior here. Integrity, confidentiality, integrity, confidentiality, your honesty, your respect for people, irrespective of their way of life. Somebody called it Omoluabi standard of life. Somebody called it Omoluabi standard of life. It's required here. Very important. You need to learn it and embrace it. And then please, when you come into IFÁ and Isheshe, resist the urge to judge people. You see that thing? Take it out. Don't bring it here. You look at people and you start to see how she's dressing. See how she. We don't do it here. We don't. We don't do it here. One of the reasons we don't do it here is because we understand that every individual is on a unique journey. What your Odrifa accepts for you to do, my Odrifa might not accept it. So because your own Odrifa does not accept it, you see me and you want to judge me. No, we don't do that here. We do not judge people. We respect everybody's choices. We listen, we listen, we observe, we don't judge. You are not, who made you a judge over somebody else? Have you finished with your own life first? Have you finished with your own life first that you want to judge somebody? No, we don't do that here. We focus on our healing. We focus on our journey. Here is a personal race. You are not here to look left and right at people. Focus on your own life and on your own journey. When you finish your life, come back and judge somebody else's one. After you have finished your own, later. That's when you have the right to come and judge. That's when you have the right to come and judge somebody else's own. What's the cost of IFÁ College? We have different courses at the IFÁ College. So it's like you're asking, what's the cost of University of Ibadan? Or what's the cost of Babcock University? There's no such thing as that. Different courses have different costs applied to it. So I just put up the WhatsApp in it, and then IFÁ College, where that WhatsApp number. So the courses we have at the moment, we have IFÁ studies for both adults and children. We have IFÁ studies for kids. We have Yoruba studies for both adults and children. We have Yoruba studies for kids. We have Orisha herbalism and traditional medicine. That's traditional medicine and healing practices as given to our Orishas. We have Oshun fertility and midwifery. That has to do with fertility and reproductive health for both male and female as given to the Orisha Oshun. And then we have Yoruba studies that talks about Yoruba language, Yoruba grammar, Yoruba literature. And then we have Erindilogun classes that teaches you about divination in using the cowrie shells. Then we have a short course, IFÁ and computer science. Send a message to that WhatsApp number. spell the course that you want. Body will be there to respond. I'm going to pin the WhatsApp number again. Pin the comment of the WhatsApp number again. So yeah, that's that about IFÁ college. So you focus on your own healing, focus on your own journey. Now the 7 point says you now have to incorporate African spirituality, incorporate IFÁ and Ìṣẹ̀ṣe into your daily life routine. Very important. Incorporate it into your daily life routine. Make it a part of your life. Make it your reality. Because what is the essence of learning all these things if you cannot put it in practice in your everyday life? Last time we learned about Egbe. Put it in practice in your everyday life. And I always teach you how to do that. We learned about how to take care of our parents. Put it in practice in your everyday life. Okay? We are not just here to give you stories. I love the beautiful stories of the Orishas. No, they are not just beautiful stories. They are things that you learn and you appropriate in your everyday life. So here I said, whether it's through your prayer, your meditation, your self-care, your rituals, your givings, your morals, your health, your relationship, your marriage, whatever part of your life, make IFÁ a part of it. Let IFÁ reflect in your everyday life. You let IFÁ reflect in your everyday life. Then you connect with the elements that we use. This is one of the ways we connect. You see these are cowrie shells that we use, lekes that we use. Most people think they are fashion items. They are not. If you do your Ìṣẹ̀fá and the Ìṣẹ̀fá, you will be giving this one for the necklace and this. They are spiritual items. They are our spiritual elements. See, àwọn olómi, àwọn ọlọ́ṣun, they are our spiritual elements. This one is for Egbe. They are our spiritual elements. This Ide is for Ọ̀ṣun. This is for Egbe. This is for IFÁ. Spiritual elements. Connect yourself with it. Have your own IFÁ in your house. Don't have your IFÁ and go and abandon it in the house of the Babalawo. Don't abandon your IFÁ in the house of the Babalawo. Don't receive your IFÁ necklace and the hand chain and then dump it in your bag, it somewhere. There is a connection you need to make with this physical element. There is a connect. Must it be one daily? Yes. As long as it doesn't negate your occupation or your work practice. There are some work practice occupations that doesn't allow you to wear things like this. Yes, as long as it doesn't negate that, it is supposed to be worn every day. It's supposed to be worn every day as long as it doesn't interfere with your regular everyday work. Like maybe if you are I don't know, some occupations don't allow you to use things like this. But if your occupation doesn't have anything against it, wear it every day. In fact, for us, if they don't see or warrior, the way it is tied in my own shrine is tied in such a way that you cannot remove it. It's not elastic. This particular one, I cannot remove it. It's tied like that. Same thing with my egbe. I can't remove it. It's just like that. So connect with these elements that you have. Connect with them. It's supposed to be as much as you can. Connect with them. Just answer the question. Okay, I just answered the question that you have asked several times. So we have to wear them regularly, whatever elements that you have. Connect with them as they represent different orishas that you work with. This says that you should teach others respectfully. Now, as you gain this knowledge, we beg you, share the knowledge with as many people as you can. As you gain the knowledge, share your knowledge with as many people as you can. That is the only way that we can keep the truth and the light of IFA going. Invite as many people as you can to the place of your community. What does it do when you are connecting to the okay? It's a connection to the Orisha that it represents. Yes, you are connecting yourself to the Orisha that it represents. It's like you go to school and you wear school uniform and you have you with the Orisha. Any consequences if you don't wear it? There are no consequences if you don't wear it. You paid for a shefa and you did it, and you want there's a reason. That's why the first thing I asked you was you need to state for yourself, why are you on this journey? So this is part of the requirements of achieving why you are on the journey. So if you don't wear it, you are not interested in achieving what IFA wants from you. If you have done your initiation to Egbe and they give you this to wear from your Egbe and you decide not to wear it, what's the reason you went to do Egbe initiation in the first place? That reason that you went to do it is the same reason they gave you this. So you throwing it away and putting it at one side and say you are not wearing it is you saying the reason I came and the result I want to achieve, I don't want it again. It's as simple as that. There's no consequence. You see, this journey is between you and you. It's not doing anything to anybody. Ifa is not going to feel bad if you don't wear it. Egbe is not going to. It's you. Between you and your Egbe, that's one. So it's for you. If I give you something and I say, use this to be able to achieve this result, and you don't use it, what's the consequence? You are not going to achieve the result. It's as simple as that. It's not that hard at all. So I said you should teach others respectfully. Respectfully. Emphasis on the word respectfully. Don't now say because you have learned what the truth is, you now go to people's spaces and start to become keypad warrior and start to you people have not found the light. You people are we don't do that here. We don't do it. If you have not done Itefa and you have not done Akosejaye, who gave you the Ifa or the Ifa that you are wearing? Who gave it to you? How did you get it? Did you just go to the market and want to buy it yourself? This is not a costume jewelry. This is not a costume jewelry. So if you have not done Akosejaye, you did not do Ishefa or Itefa, how did you have it? That's the question. There is no Babalawo that will give it to you without doing all of this practice. So it means that you went out to a it means that you went out and you bought it as a costume jewelry, as a fashion jewelry, and you are wearing it. You are just putting on it. You are just wearing beads. You are just wearing green and brown beads. That's all you are doing. It's nothing. It doesn't have any spiritual meaning. If you just buy something fancy and you wear it. So a babalawo and Yanifa is the one that is supposed to give it to you, and there would have been something that you have done before they could give it to you. So let's continue. It says that you should make yourself available to participate in the community. Now, as you join a community like this, IFA College is a community. You come here every Sunday, you are a part of this community. What do we need to grow this community? You have to you have to participate in what is needed to grow this community. You have to participate in what is needed to grow IFA, this IFA that you have identified with. This IFA that you have identified with. You have to participate in what is required to grow it. Can you hear me now? What is required to grow? What is required to grow this community that you have just joined? You have to you have to participate in it. Adults cannot do Akosejaye. What adults do is Itefa. The same results that children get in Akosejaye is what you get in Itefa. So you are at this community of Ifa that you have joined. You have to find your own way as to how to grow it. You just don't come here and do nothing. That's not how it works. You have to participate. From time to time, we call for volunteers at IFA College in the community, to help us grow so that you can also offer your own skill so that everything about IFA, the knowledge of IFA is sustained so that the lies that they have told us is not what our children will feed on. So as you join a community, identify yourself there and ask, how can I contribute to this? How can I be a part of this? You're a professional, you're an IT person, you're a media person, you're a marketing person. You have skills that you know can grow this community. I cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. Ishefa does not give you same result. Ishefa is not result oriented. Ishefa is a process. The Odu that comes with Ishefa is a valid Odu. It's not a comparing thing. It's not like, oh, Ishefa is better than. So that's for that. So you make sure you participate in the community where you are. Participate in the community where you are. Now let's go to number 9. Number 9 says that we should continue to learn and continue to grow. Number 9 says we should continue to learn and continue to grow. What if I'm sorry, are we back on the live streaming? Are we back on the live? Please let me know. I want to answer this question. I want to make sure that we are back on the live streaming before I answer hot butterfly. This person is saying that she paid for, the person said, I think that what you're trying to say is that you paid for things after your divination in January, you made payment for things. Okay. First of all, let me say this. Everybody that has been streaming here since January, everybody that has been streaming here since January has heard me say it 1,001 times that the old WhatsApp number we were using, excuse me, the old WhatsApp number we were using was taken down. The old WhatsApp number we were using. So hot butterfly, I'm sure you are reaching me. You are still reaching me on that WhatsApp number since January. That WhatsApp number has not been in use. That WhatsApp number has not been in use since January. So I expect that if you are trying to reach somebody that has been reaching you before, and you have been reaching them before, you are supposed to go to social media and look for them on other platforms. You are sending messages on WhatsApp, it's not going through. It's not like the messages are, it's not as if the messages you are sending is delivering and I am not responding to you. Your messages are not going through at all. You have not seen me post on that status since January. And you are aware that I post on my status every day. I teach on my WhatsApp status every day. So instead of you to say the person was ignored by you, the WhatsApp number is not going through. You are supposed to come to TikTok, to Instagram, to YouTube to look for IFA College there and then send a message. I've been sending you messages on your WhatsApp, it's not going through. I've been sending you messages on your WhatsApp, it's not going through. And then you cannot send a message on the new WhatsApp and you'll be ignored. It's not possible. That's not possible. Be sure that you're sending message to the right number. Other people on this live streaming, the reason they are here is because they got a message on WhatsApp. Why would we single you out and ignore you? Why? What did you do? Do I know you from anywhere? So please make sure that you are sending a message to the right WhatsApp number. And if you are not sure the WhatsApp number you are sending a message to, send a DM on TikTok here. If you are not sure of the WhatsApp number you are sending a message to, send a direct message on TikTok here so that you are sure it's the same place. Your messages cannot be ignored since January. How? That's not possible. You might not get response in a few days, maybe 1 or 2 days, but your message will be. You got the message this morning on WhatsApp, right? So please send a DM, send messages via DM here. The messages will be responded to. So now let's go to we have gone through number 9. Okay, and then the last one, we are going to focus on personal growth. Transitioning from other religions to IFÁ is an ongoing journey. Everybody is learning. Everybody is learning. Continue to learn. It's a personal growth. Nobody has a destination. Nobody has a destination that says, oh, everybody is going to arrive at this destination. No, we don't have a general destination that everybody wants to arrive to in African spirituality or in IFÁ. We are all on different journeys. So your personal growth is important. Continue to put yourself side by side of where your old IFÁ says you are going to get to. Measure that growth every now and then to make sure that you are still on the journey and you are growing and you are learning. You cannot come to IFÁ and you stop learning. We don't stop learning here. You keep growing, you keep developing, you keep aligning yourself back. It is okay. It is okay to make mistakes. You understand? It's okay to make mistakes. IFÁ will realign you back. So take your step through your growth. Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to explore things in African spirituality as long as you have a mentor that is guiding you. Even if you make a mistake. Is that okay? Even if you make a mistake, IFÁ will still direct you back to the right path. IFÁ is like your GPS. It will reroute you. Even if you pass a wrong route, it will still redirect you back to the right path. Sorry for the network today. All the network providers are just. Today we learned about. We have come to the end of the live streaming today. Sorry, we have to end this. The network is not making it easy for me to continue. So today we learned, our topic for today was, now that I have come to IFÁ, what is next? The first thing I said was that you should first of all state the reason why you crossed over to IFÁ. Thank you very much, Sunshine. Thank you for the gift. State the reason why you crossed over to IFÁ. That's the first thing. Then understand the emotional side of your transition. The emotions you are likely to deal with, the emotion of guilt, of confusion, and of fear. Then I also explained to you how you will be able to navigate your way through your friends and your family who might not support this journey. I made some general, advice of how to go about it. And I said, if you have a peculiar journey, please reach out and let's be able to help you as you transition. Right? What's the meaning of this? Will Adeleke travel this year? If you want a divination, please send a message via WhatsApp. You want me to tell you on live streaming if you are going to travel this year? You people will be jumping up from one social media platform to another, looking for people that will confuse you. You want somebody to come and look at you like this and look at your name and say you will travel this year. Ha! You people be calming down. Be calming down, please. You people be calming down, please. Send a message to WhatsApp. If you don't believe in me, who am I? You will believe in Ifa. Ifa is the one that will guide you. What do I know about you? You believe in me. Who do you know that I am? That you want to base your life decision on me. Ifa is the one that will guide you. Ifa is the one that we would ask. We will do a divination for you through Ifa. Ifa is the one that knows you and knows where you are, knows what your life is going to be. Then Ifa will answer you. Then Ifa would answer you. I'm not the one that is going to answer you, Mr. Deleke or Mrs. or Sister. Not the one that is going to answer you. The father is going to answer you. I'm replying you with the WhatsApp number now. Have you seen the WhatsApp number? I just put the WhatsApp number there. So I just typed the WhatsApp number. You see the WhatsApp number you are seeing on your screen? Yeah. Send the message to that WhatsApp number. So then we also talked about um we talked about the number is there. Have you seen the number? Have you seen the number? Your TikTok name is Sophia. Sophia, have you seen the WhatsApp number? Posted it. So we also talked about on this journey, you need knowledge. Knowledge, 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 knowledge is what you need. A lot of knowledge. Knowledge is what you need on this journey. A lot of it. So I recommended that you get books that talks about Ifa, books that talks about Odu Ifa, that talks about Orishas. Get books that talks about it. Read, understand, study, and learn for yourself. It's not a journey that somebody else will go for you. And then you need a mentor. I also talked about that. And then I talked about the fact that you need a mentor. You need somebody that can mentor you on this journey. So find a mentor, somebody that you trust, somebody that you can resonate with to help you on this journey. Then we talked about the practical things that is expected, you know, in your the practical things that is expected of you, moral standard of life, integrity, accountability, confidentiality, contentment, honesty, and all of those good stuff. And then you would learn a lot of things comes with knowledge. The guilt and the fear that you feel right now, knowledge is what is going to all the books. Yes, you can get a lot of books of IFA in bookshop. You can. But if you need the ones that we sell here, we have online and we have soft copy and hard copy. Just send the message to the WhatsApp number. Somebody will be there to give you the list of the books that we have, the prices, and how it's available in different countries. You know, yeah, you texted already. Perfect. I would respond after them. So please, let's wrap this up today. I cannot even imagine that I'm streaming on a network like this. Let's wrap up today and do our prayers as we wrap up. If you have any other questions, let me know if you have any other questions. Anybody has any other questions? If you do not have any questions, what can you do if your clients aren't seeing the desired outcome? It's not me that I'm doing anything. You don't understand. I'm not doing anything. There's nothing I can do for you. It's IFA that you have come to. What's the topic? Now that you have come to IFA, the desired outcome you have come to see, it is the desired outcome that you want to have is IFA you came to. Okay? So if IFA says, this person has done this, has done that, has done that, or if IFA says, oh, do this and do this and do this, and the person does it and does not get the result, we will go back to IFA and ask. It's as simple as that now. It's just like you hear me now? Can 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 you hear me now? Yeah, so whether I'm the IYANIFA that did your divination for you, or there's another Babalawo, once you don't get your result, go back to them. Let them ask from IFÁ again if there is anything that you're not doing right. If you need a further consultation. So yes, I will tell you this. It's not every time you come to IFÁ, the moment you come, they do a divination, you do it, you get your results instantly. No, anybody that is promising you that is lying to you. Some other people would need series of things that has to be done. They go back to IFÁ. IFÁ will say, okay, do this additional one. IFÁ will say, do this one. IFÁ will say, do this one. So if you do not get the desired results, we'll go back and ask IFÁ again. Is there any other place again that is left? Is there another thing again that is left? Have I answered your question? Sunshine Topsy. You said that's not your question. So what's your question? I see Igbaje behind you. Is there a significance in the size? I see Igbaje behind you. Is there a significance in the size? The size will determine the content, will determine what it can take in. You know, there are things inside the Igbaje. There are so many things inside it. The items that we are bringing from a shrine where we have been given ebo to Aje that we put into it. The bigger your calabash, the more it can contain. Now, because I am using this for myself and my clients, is the ebo I give to my Aje is not only for me, it's for me and thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people that reach out to me. So I cannot use something small. If you are using it for your personal purpose, you can use something small. We have one here that is small. I have a smaller one here. This one is really big. You can see the size of this one. This one is very big. We have one that is smaller. Let me see if I can get to it. Who is there? Who is around there? David. I will show you a smaller one. So the size depends on what in essence, what you want to use it for, and then what it contains. Now, you can have your personal one too as big as this. So it means that the things that are inside it that we give ebo to, it will be more than the one in the smaller one. David,